All right, welcome back to another game of Play Action Football Express. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. And in this game, we are going to continue our West Coast Football League 2040 season. This is the inaugural league of the West Coast Football, or the inaugural season of the West Coast Football League. And I'm playing a 10-week season. I have 6 teams, so everybody plays each other 2 times. So what we're doing is I've already simulated the first 5 weeks using my Play Action Football game simulator, which you're seeing on the screen now. And after the first 5 games, Seattle is 5-0, LA is 4-1, Las Vegas 3-2, San Diego 2-3, San Francisco surprising 1-4, and Portland bringing up the rear at 0-5. So I have everything written down here in my notebook, and what I'm doing is I'm simply just creating a schedule on the fly. Now I'm going to recreate the same schedule, just the opposite. So the teams that were at home are now going to be on the road, but we're playing the same teams against each other weeks 6 through 10. So 10-week season. Everybody plays everybody twice, and we are going to have, hopefully, good things come out of this. And Seattle, let's see if they can keep it up in the second half. So just as a reminder, Seattle is a 1 on offense and a 0 on defense. San Francisco, a 1 on offense, 0 on defense. Portland is a 0 and 0. LA is a 0 on offense, -2 on defense. So good defense from Los Angeles. San Diego, a 0-0. LA 0-0, and that wraps up the league. So our first game is going to be LA at San Francisco. So Los Angeles is a 0-2, and if you've never seen how this works, basically LA is the visiting team, so we put 0-2, and then for San Francisco, they're going to be a 1-0. Remember, this is the game that I played out after I created the season. I played that out in my last video, I think. It was a blowout. San Francisco got beat 27-7, and we'll see how things go here. So basically this looks at these ratings, and behind the scenes, it's doing all the calculations for me. It's going to do a 12 possession game and alternating back and forth, visitor home, visitor home. There's nothing in here like turnovers or whatever. Basically, it's saying, is there a score? Yes or no? And then if there's a score, is it a field goal? Is it a touchdown? So that's essentially what's happening behind the scenes, and you're going to see here some blanks. If it's not a field goal or touchdown, that just means that the drive ended without a score. Basically is what it is. You're going to see everything fill in and populate down here. If we have to go to overtime, which we had a couple of overtime games, San Diego, Seattle, and Las Vegas at Portland were both overtime games. So if it goes to overtime, it'll show down here. You'll see it tied, and then it'll say simulate overtime. So game number 1, this is LA at San Francisco, and you can see LA lays the wood 33-7. Which is pretty close to what we had in the original game. So LA is going to move to 5-1, and San Francisco goes to 1-5. Pretty disappointing for that San Francisco team. Game number 2 is San Diego at Portland. Both of these teams are 0-0. It will be 37-21 as Portland beats San Diego. Portland gets off the schneid. They're now 1-5. San Diego 2-4. So at home, can't remember if I built any home field advantage into this. Maybe I did. Las Vegas and Seattle 1-0 versus a 0-0 team. No, that's not right. That should be the opposite. Las Vegas is 0-0, and Seattle is 1-0. Sorry. I had it written down wrong. 27-17. That's going to be a surprising win on the road as Las Vegas wins their 4th game. They go to 4-2, and they break the Seattle spell. They're 5-1 now, so they started the season 5-0. So we move on to week number 7. It'll be San Francisco at San Diego. San Francisco is a 1-0. San Diego a 0-0. 31-16, that is to be expected. So 31-16 win for San Francisco. San Francisco moves to 2-5. And San Diego goes to 2-5 as well, as they've dropped their first two to start the second half of the season. Portland at Las Vegas is going to be kind of the toilet bowl, 20-14. Somebody has to win. As Portland now 2-0 here in the second half, they move to 2-5, and Las Vegas goes to 4-3. So underdogs in some ways winning here, although those two teams evenly matched. Last one of the week number 7 is Seattle at LA. This is a battle of the top two teams, so it should be a good one. 31-10, laying the wood, Los Angeles. As Seattle continues their slide, they move to 5-2, and LA goes to 6-1. So LA edges into the lead with a 6-1 record after week 7. That -2 defense is tough, even though they don't have a ton of offense. Week number 8, LA at Portland. So we just saw LA. They're a 0-2. Portland is a 0-0. And we'll see. Oh, get a close one. But LA edges Portland 24-23 to improve to 7-1. Portland now 2-6 on the season. Next up, Las Vegas at San Francisco. Vegas is a 0-0. San Fran is a 1-0. And 31-20, San Francisco lays the wood as they move to 3-5. And Las Vegas will be 4-4 as they have been sliding here in the second half as well. They started 4-2 and they've lost their first two. San Diego at Seattle is going to round this one out. San Diego is a 0-0. Seattle a 1-0. Let's see if Seattle can get off the schneid. They don't. They drop another one, 24-17. And Seattle now 5-3 as they're 0-3 in the second half. And then San Diego moves to 3-5. So all the races tightening up quite a bit here. LA pulling away. They're at 7-1. Second place is Seattle at 5-3. Las Vegas 4-4. And then everyone else pulling up the rear. San Francisco trying to make a run at it. They are now at 3-5 after going 1-4 in the first half. San Francisco at Portland, week number 9. Ooh, that's a surprising one, 20-7. As they take it to San Francisco. Portland just a 0-0. They improved to 3-6 after starting 0-5. They've gone 3-1 here in the second half. San Francisco goes to 3-6. LA against Las Vegas, so 0-2. And Vegas is a 0-0. 52-10. Ouch. So LA, that staunch and tough defense, moves them to 8-1. Las Vegas goes to 4-5 as they continue their second half slide. Finally, Seattle at San Diego is week number 9's finale. We have a 0-0. And 28-24, surprising victory for San Diego at home against the mighty Seattle team. Those are the Seattle Mongers. The Mongers got mongered. They moved to 5-4. Seattle now 4-5. So those two teams coming closer together. And we have one more week in the season. This is week number 10. San Diego at Las Vegas is 0-0s. 27-21. Las Vegas with the victory. Or sorry, 27-20. And San Diego moves to 4-6. That's where they will finish. Las Vegas will finish at 5-5, perfectly 500. We have San Francisco or Seattle. Yeah, San Francisco at Seattle. A 1-0-1-0 matchup. Pretty good one to end on here for them. 47-45 Seattle as they end the slide. And they hand San Francisco their 7th loss. 3-7 is how they'll finish. Seattle will finish 6-4. And Los Angeles, 0-2. And Portland is a 0-0. So LA with the 31-20 win. Pedestrian win as they end their season at 9-1. Their only loss coming to, who did they lose to? They lost to Seattle 19-3 on the road. So we have the final standings. Portland is going to finish up 3-7. So our final standings are going to be LA at 9-1. Who's next? Next is Seattle at 6-4. After that will be Las Vegas, 5-5, 500. And then we have two San Diego at 4-6. And then we have San Francisco and Portland. We'll give San Francisco the edge there. They are both 3-7. So meeting in the championship game is going to be Los Angeles and Seattle. Seattle started 5-0. They wound up 6-4. So just 1-4 in the second half. That victory there kept them from a winless second half. LA goes 4-1 in the first, and then they rattle off their next 5 wins to go 9-1. And that's where we're going to stand with that. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to get set up for the championship game. I'll play that out using the advanced drive-by-drive charts. So we're kind of doing a quick play through this video, and then after I finish that game, I plan to run the off season with you. So we'll kind of run the gamut of this season. You'll see everything except the first 5 weeks of the season. So we're doing a 10-week season. These are going to be our records at the end. We'll base our off season based on these records, and then up next, I will play the championship game between Los Angeles and Seattle. All right, welcome to the inaugural big game for the West Coast Football League. This is the 2040 West Coast Football League Championship, and it will feature the Seattle Mongers at the Los Angeles Waves. Seattle finishing 6-4, Los Angeles finishing 9-1 with their stout defense. So we're going to use the advanced drive-by-drive game for this. So we'll be making a few choices and options along the way. The awesome part about this is you could literally play the full play action football game if you have it, using the charts and play-by-play and all that kind of stuff. You can use that with this fictional set. You can use the drive-by-drive. You could use the FACs. So if you wanted to use the fast action cards to do that, you literally can use whatever mode you want to use for these things. So you could use the basic drive-by-drive charts as well. If you want to kind of stay out of the action for a while, I'll have to be making some choices along the way here. So let's see who is going to get the ball first. I always do the black die for home, white for away. High roll wins. So LA wins the toss, and they're going to elect to receive. They're going to defer to the second half. Seattle's going to take the ball. So they'll get it in the, it'll be Seattle and then LA will have it to start the second half. So Seattle is a 1, they're a 0. LA is a 0, -2. So that makes Seattle a +1. I mean, I'm sorry, a -1. And then they're going to get a -1 for being on the road. Well, actually, this is a neutral game. We'll call that a wash. So there'll be a -1, and then 0 minus 0 is 0. So our advantage is -1 on Seattle's roll. LA has no modifier on their roll. If you don't know anything about playing this game, there's lots of videos here on the channel. Just look one up for the drive-by-drive game. All right, so Seattle ball. Let's see about the kick return for a touchdown. This probably be the most appropriate time for that to happen for the first time ever. And it doesn't. If you roll a 2, a 1 and a 1 on a kickoff return, that's a kick return for a touchdown. All right, so first up is going to be Seattle with their first drive. They get an 11. 11 minus 1 is 10, and I'm already on it. Blitz on 3rd and short, roll 1d10. Is it a fumble or a defensive stop? It's a defensive stop, leads to a punt. And LA is jacked up in this one as the defense comes out. Ripping. Their defense is a -2. We get a 14 here, that's nothing. The only time that matters is a 2, 5, 17, or 20. So, got that. 8 for Los Angeles, 4th and 2. Do we choose a quarterback sneak or play action? Let's go for the quarterback sneak. Chance to roll again. It's a 7, and they just get the first down. So we're going to roll again. A 14, that's a much better roll. Quarterback hurried on 3rd and long. We roll for the play result. A 2, quarterback runs for a first down. The drive ultimately results in a touchdown, and it'll be a run of 6 yards. So TD run of 6 yards. And let's see about the extra point. It has to be a 4 or greater. It is, and LA takes a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. Seattle's second drive. No return for a touchdown. So their drive here is going to be an 11 and a 6. 6 is not great. 6 minus 1 is 5. That's even worse. Quick 3 and out is going to lead to a punt. So we'll record the punt. And then the opponent gets an extra drive. So we're going to go Los Angeles like that. So LA on their next drive. A 15 is going to be a quick tempo drive, a TD on a seam route. So TD pass. Check the yardage on that. That's going to be 32 yards. And the extra point is just in. And that is going to end the first quarter. It's 14-0. And LA is also going to get the next drive. 17, we have a defensive penalty. So the offense can take the penalty and roll again, or decline and take the play result. So we're going to look at the play result. 14, quarterback hurried on 3rd and long. Let's see what the final result is. Final result is the team settles for a short field goal. So the question is, do we want to take the points off the board and roll again, or do we want to take the field goal? We're going to take the field goal. It's a field goal of 33 yards. So 33-yard field goal. They go up 17-0. Los Angeles laying the wood. And we get the kickoff here. No return for a TD. Seattle with their third drive. And it will be a 5. 5 is an offensive penalty. So the defense can take the penalty and force a punt, or decline and take the result. So we have a 1st and 10. This will be from the defense's 42. We're going to roll this out. They're going to go for the short pass. So it is a 10. That leads to a punt. So we're going to decline the penalty and just leave the punt as is. Because it's in LA's favor. So LA is going to get the ball back on the punt. we get an 8, and an 8 is going to be 13. So 8 here is nothing, but 13 is something. Red zone trip ends with a chip shot field goal from 23 yards. And that's going to be 6 points here in the second quarter. And let's check out the kickoff return, no return for TD. Final possession for Seattle. And that'll be a 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. 4th and 2. They're down. Let's go for the play action pass. A 1 to 8. A 1 to 4 is going to lead to a touchdown. Let's see if they can get it. It's a 7, and that's going to be an interception. So they didn't really have anything to lose there. So an INT is going to end the half, as Seattle is blanked here in the first half against this stout LA defense. It is 20-0. Ouch. Kickoff return for the second half. No return for a TD. LA will get the ball first. A 17 red zone run breaks loose. That's going to be a 38-yard touchdown run. And the extra point, 13, is good. So that leads to 7 points here in the third. Let's see if Seattle can get off the mat here. They're down 27-0. 14 is nothing, so we're going to roll again. A 10 becomes a 9. 1st and 10, we can do a deep pass or a short pass. Let's go for the deep pass. 1 to 6, the DB is burned for a TD. Oh man, they are not getting the rolls. That's going to be another interception as they go for it all. LA is going to get a +1 on this drive. So they are a +1. They didn't really need it, but 6 becomes 7. 7 is an 8-play drive that ends near midfield. And we're going to get a punt. A 1 or a 10 is going to be a punt return for a TD, or punt something for a TD. Regular punt here. And Seattle will take over their second possession. This is the end of the third quarter. They finally get a decent roll here. 14 becomes 13. Red zone trip ends with a chip shot field goal. That's going to be from 29 yards as they get on the board. So at the end of the third, it is 27-3. You get a kickoff to LA. No return for a touchdown. 9 and 7 is 16. 16 is nothing. A 6 to Los Angeles is going to be 2nd and 4 from midfield. We're going to choose to run the ball. Chance for a first down. It'll be a first down. And we roll again. 14 is nothing. An 11. 9-play drive reaches the edge of field goal range. Let's try the field goal 1 to 4. It'll be a make. It's a 6. That's going to be a field goal miss. And that is a field goal miss. Let's see if there's a field goal block. We have a field goal block optional here. So just a single D10. It's a 10, the field goal block, but no TD. But it is going to lead to a +1 on the next drive for Seattle. So they get back to even on this drive. So not only was it a missed field goal, it was a blocked field goal, but with no touchdown. So Seattle on their next drive, 5, is a quick 3 and out. It's going to lead to a punt. And then LA is going to finish this one out. Let's see what their drives look like. They could potentially throw a pick 6 or something. They're not going to. A 19. We have a 17 here. So defensive penalty. Offense can take the penalty and roll again, or decline and take the play result. The play result is a outside run goes the distance, and that's from 67 yards. They're going to take that play. So 67-yard TD run, and the extra point is just good. And we are going to clock this last drive, so no need to rub it in. You could run that series if you wanted to, but that's just how it works. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possessions for LA. They wind up with 1 extra possession, and Seattle winds up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those 3 and out series, they kind of even out in the end. And LA had 1 more possession because of those 2 3 and outs. So it's kind of how that works. I think it works. But we have 20-34 to 3, and it wasn't much of a championship game. Sorry about that. Let's see. Let me see about the game simulator. Let's see. All right, sorry about that. We're back. And just wanted to show you how I did the games. I don't know if that's going to come in very clearly or not, but this is, well, let me put you on hold, see if I can make that a little bit more clear. All right, I don't know if that makes the presentation any better or not, but you can see here, doesn't look any better. You can see here the game scores. So just have each team by week, and then I kept a first half and a second half. What we're going to do is we're going to run the off season based off of everyone's final standings. So LA 9-1, Seattle 6-4, Las Vegas 5-5, San Francisco 3-7, and Portland 3-7. So let's just get that written down here. So Seattle, they finished 6-4. LA 9-1, and they're the league champions. San Francisco ends the season 3-7. Portland also 3-7. San Diego 4-6, and Las Vegas 500. All right, so we have all of our teams here, and we have our off-season charts. So our off-season chart looks like this, and I really can't tell if you can see that or not, but hopefully it shows okay. basically our off-season chart is here. This was the team creation. This is the original chart. And then we have our coaching and place kickers, and we have our off-season purchases. So let's go first up with we'll go by record. So Seattle, Vegas, San Diego, San Francisco, Portland. So first up is going to be Los Angeles. Los Angeles was 9-1 on their record. Now everyone, team with a winning record has to roll off of the off-season chart. That's important because there's a chance that you could get worse. There's a chance you could get better. There's a chance you could get worse. A team with a losing record is allowed one free re-roll from the off-season chart. But then after that, you have to buy more re-rolls. So everybody's going to get one roll off the chart. We'll do that. For Los Angeles, it's a 6, and we got to roll again. A 7 is no change. So they are going to stay the same. Seattle, a 5 is offense plus 1. So they go to a 2. And we'll see if they want to stay there or not. That'll be their initial roll. Las Vegas, 500. And they have no change. They might want to roll a re-roll. They'll get one chance at that. San Diego is a losing team. They get a 2. So their defense goes to -2. We've already seen that LA won the championship that way, so they're going to take that -2. And I don't know what happened in the offseason, but they signed a couple of free agents or something and really improved that defense. San Francisco, a 6, a 7, no change for the Miners. They might want to re-roll as well. Actually, they get a re-roll, right? Okay, let's do a re-roll. San Diego didn't want to do their re-roll. So a 6, roll again. A 7, still no change. And they actually don't have enough for a re-roll, so they're kind of stuck. Portland, 3, offense plus 2, and I think they're just going to take that and run with it. So they go to a 2 on offense and a 0 on defense. So any re-rolls we want to do here, any extras, so we can make off-season purchases. You can get another re-roll off this chart for 4 credits. You can hire a new coach for 3 credits. You can sign a new place kicker. Since I was just doing the fast scores like this, I'm not going to worry too much about coaching and place kicking because it doesn't really come into play for that. But if you were playing with the FAC cards and you were doing the defensive modifiers, those kind of things would be more important to you. You would have a chance to increase their base kicking. So 95, 75, and then from there, everything kind of goes down 5%. So whatever your base starts at, that makes all of your kicking better. These 2 teams are just going to stick where they are. So Portland now 2 on offense, 0 on defense. San Francisco stays at 1 on offense, 0 on defense. They don't really get any better. San Diego improves to -2 on defense. So they were 4 and 6. I assume that they're going to be a little bit better in the next season. They could, and the way you get credits is through wins. So however many wins you have, that's how many credits you get. There's a chance that San Diego could get better. There's also a chance that they could get worse. So if we roll again, and let's say they get an offense +1, they would lose everything that happened, and they would have to choose the offense, so they would go to a 1 and a 0. I personally think it's better to have defense. So especially when it's anytime you get something that's more than just a -1 or a +1, you should probably stick with that. The Gamblers are at 5 and 5. They have 5 credits, so they're going to spend 1 on a reroll. You can't take credits over into the next season, so use them or lose them. They're going to take a reroll because they did not have any change on their card. So 1 reroll, and let's see what happens. It's an 8. Roll again. A 9 is defense -1, so it pays off. They go to a -1 on defense, and that's going to help them out in the next season. Seattle, they moved to a 2 and a 0 on offense. They're going to stay there. And then LA had no change. They're going to take the risk trying to get better. So they're going to spend 4 credits on a reroll. They get a 9. 9 is defense -1, so they become almost impossible to beat with that -3. Wow, that's difficult. So they're as low as you can go on the defense. You can see -3 is the max. So they're a 0 -3, looking a lot like maybe the 84 Bears or something like that. Actually, who was it? It was like Pittsburgh, one of those years in the 70s was like a 1 -3. So they had an average offense, and they were like unbelievable historic on defense. So that they kind of look like that. So that's where our teams stand now. And that's how you can run off the off season. If you wanted to do kicking and all that kind of stuff, you can. Like I said, I'm using the simulator, so kicking and coaching doesn't really come into play. Really, I'm just concerned about these two numbers. So LA, 0 on offense, -3 on defense. Seattle, 2 on offense, 0 on defense. Those were your top 2 teams. Next up, 0 and a -1. So Vegas gets better on defense as they sign a few defensive players. San Diego gets much better on defense as they draft a couple of studs in the first round. San Francisco up 1 on offense, 0 on defense. No change for them. They didn't have enough wins to qualify and for a reroll. And then Portland on their 1 roll. Well, actually, they both got, so San Francisco got a free one, and they still couldn't do anything. Portland improves their offense by 2. So they are much improved on the coming year. They run a run-heavy offense, so they must have drafted a big-time stud running back. So that's where our West Coast Football League stands for 2041. And let me put you on hold, and I'll come out with the finished cards. All right, so we finished up the season. Don't know how clear that is for you or not, but we finished up the season, and these are going to be our new cards. I'm really not sure if you could see that or not, but hopefully you can. It's not looking so great on the screen. So Los Angeles, these are our 2041 West Coast Football League cards, and then we would basically just cut these out, and then we would have a whole set. This is the completed set. You could always go back, and you could replay the teams if you wanted to, and so we have all the teams here with their final records. This would be basically like a post-after season set that you could do. And then we have our new records here. So Los Angeles goes to 0 and a -3 on defense, so they're going to be tough to beat. Seattle +2 on offense and a 0 on defense. Las Vegas improves their defense. They go from a 0-0 to a 0-1. San Diego really improved the defense. They go to a -2 on defense. They were a 0-0 team as well. San Francisco 1 on offense and 0 on the defense. They had no change to their team. Let's see if that's a good strategy. We saw a 1-0 San Diego team, 1 offense, 0 defense. We saw them go all the way to the championship game. So maybe they just say, hey, we underperformed, and we're going to stick with what we got. Portland, 2 on offense, 0 on defense. As they improve greatly on the offensive end, I think they drafted a stud running back. So 60-40 is their running attack, and they're now a +2 on offense. So we would have those cards. We could replay out an entire season. I can cut those out, or if I was just going to do the simulator anyway, I'd probably just leave them like this and then just have sheets, representing each year. Is probably what I'd do. And again, that is using the off-season, the team generation off-season module. So that's how you would take, I think in the last 2 videos, you've seen me go from nothing, so no teams, only team names, all the way to creating a team, running a season and then running through the off season as well. Again, if you were using the fast action cards, changing the coaches or changing a place kicker, would be more important. So some of these teams, like this team here with the 95-75, there are better kickers out there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 better kickers out there. They could possibly get worse, but there's a 4 out of 6 chance that you're going to get better, which is like 66%. So they probably, this team here, this team here, this team here, they probably want to roll for a better kicker. The 180, there's only really chances to get worse. I guess this would be marginally better, 95, 85, and then 185. So do you want to risk that? Maybe, maybe not. I'm also creating a little surprise for myself, a mid-season chart. So it would simulate mid-season injuries and it would simulate mid-season trades. So if the team was a winning team, maybe they got a player that improved them. And if a team was a losing team, they let go or traded some players that make them actually worse for the second half. So kind of a dynamic system where you could add that in, and just a single 2 to 12 roll. And I haven't finished that yet or done anything with it, but I was just kind of flirting around with that yesterday to see how that would change the dynamic of things at the midpoint of the season. So I had 10 weeks. So after week number 5, you would do that roll, readjust everybody's ratings, and maybe the teams that are bad get worse, and the teams that are kind of good get a lot better. So you'll just have to see. There's one that's like the quarterback is out for the season, and it's a -2 to your offense, which would just, that would tank all of these teams, really. And it would put them in a really bad position if they lost their quarterback. And then there's another, it's like a rash of season-ending injuries on the defense, and then your defense is -2, which would put everybody in a huge disadvantaged position. I mean, some of these teams it wouldn't matter because they have a 0, but it would take away most of your advantages in the game. So that's on a 2 and a 12. It's not going to happen very often, like 2% of the time, 3%. So the chance would just be out there to change your season. And yeah, so it would be an interesting thing to kind of put that in there, because it could really wildly, chaotically change the nature of the league, which kind of happens, right? If Pat Mahomes goes down, the Chiefs are way different in the second half. I'm not saying that he will or that he should. I'm just saying that if that happened to him, that would be a pretty devastating injury. So being a Vikings fan, having watched quarterbacks go down every week, it does change the dynamic of your team. So that is the career creation. This is the West Coast Football League. I didn't fill that in. So 2041 West Coast Football League. And again, this league came about because of a civil war in America. It split everything between the East and the West, and the NFL has sort of disbanded and broken up. And the West Coast is like, we will rebuild. And so the Western United States is kicking up football again. Maybe the East will start their own league, and maybe eventually they'll be what brings the nation back together. We'll see. That could be a future narrative for the league. All right, so we have 6 teams here, and these represent major cities in the Western United States. And this is our 2041 set. So hopefully you like that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click on subscribe. We're about up to 400 and almost 475 now. Big thanks to everyone who has subscribed to anything that I've ever done. I appreciate it. I hope you're getting some value, some entertainment value, some value in your life from playing these games. Don't use them as an escape per se from your life. Use them as an enhancement to your life, as a moment to step into something that's just enjoyable, right? But don't forget your families. Don't forget the things that are important in life. Use these as an enhancement. All right, so I'm going to leave the video at this. Again, if you have questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. I am almost finished with the FAC Play Action Express edition. It is going to come with everything you see here. So you're going to get this sheet here. You're going to get the team generation and career module. You're going to get the drive-by-drive that I used before. So you get the drive-by-drive. There's a basic and an advanced for this one. You're going to get a game guide for the drive-by-drive. You're going to get a game guide for the team creation. You're going to get the main game guide for the FACs. You're going to get you'll have an entire season of football teams. I don't have those within grabbing distance, but they look like these cards, except they're filled out with NFL teams. So whatever season you purchase for the Express game, that's the set of cards you're going to get. You're going to get every team rated to be able to play. So if you want to do a replay using the FACs or using drive-by-drive or using the simulator, you can do those things. If you have a full set already of Play Action Football, you can use those cards with your full set, and you can play out the actual Play Action Football game with the dice and the chart and everything. So it's all compatible once you get the fast action decks, and once you have all of these things like the drive-by-drive, you'll have access to the simulator app. There's a dice version that comes with the full game. So if you don't want to do the online version, you want to roll dice, that's acceptable too. It'd be more difficult for this here because we don't have all of those touchdown and field goal percentages. And when you see that, you'll know what I'm talking about. So for these fictional teams, you'd either have to keep really good stats about touchdowns and field goals and all that kind of stuff, or you'd have to just use the online simulator, which we did, which just uses the offense and defense numbers. So this game is fully compatible with itself. Jason did an amazing job. Jason Graham, collaborator. He is the one that created the original vision for the FAC cards that he created just for himself. We worked on that together, and this is the final product that's come out. We're adding in the drive-by-drive. So now there's full play, drive-by-drive, game simulator, score generator, and then FAC cards that you can use with the game at varying levels. So you can add in the defense. So there's a few features that you can add in there to make that even a little bit more detailed. It has 3 decks, so run heavy, pass heavy. That's the importance of doing the coaching here. So you'll know this is a run heavy offense, 60-40. This is a balanced offense, 50-50. So you know kind of which cards to use. And then if you want to use the defensive modifiers, we have the base defenses here. So everything is complete. Just need to get maybe one more season out. I'm going to add the seasons I already have in Play Action Football. I'm going to put the small cards into those seasons, so you can just, if you've already bought them, you can just go to the files and download them. I will send out an email to everyone who's purchased those games, and you can follow the download link and then download those small cards if you want them. You don't have to do the small cards. You can play this fast action card or the drive-by-drive. Any part of this game can be played just with the regular large cards with the players. So you don't actually have to do that if you don't want to, just only if you want the smaller footprint cards. The Express FAC decks are going to come with an entire season of the small cards. So if you only want to play the Express game, you don't want to play the full game, you can just download the Express game and just have all these parts I've been talking about today and recently. That will be the game. But if you want the full game, you can purchase the FAC decks one time. The decks are not going to change. So you only need to purchase that Express game one time if all you want is the FACs. And then that will be compatible with every other season of Play Action Football that I release, which I will continue to release new seasons as they come, and then historical seasons as I can. And then everything will be compatible with itself. So really the only thing that you would need to focus on is buying the FACs if you already have Play Action Football, the full season sets, and you're satisfied with the ones that you have. All right. So hopefully that makes sense to everyone. You'll see on the website, and I'll make an announcement. It'll be either today or tomorrow. I think when I can finally get around to releasing those. And yeah, I'm really hoping for good things. I'm hoping for a good reception here. I know I'm up against Al Wilson's fast action cards that he's releasing this weekend, so I might get dwarfed by fast drive football, but we'll see. It's one of those things where like your movie comes out at the same time a blockbuster comes out, and who knew? I didn't know he was doing that until this last week, so that might be more of a challenge. He's got quite a few more people following him, so but this will be available to you. I'll make it known here. I'll make it known on Facebook. I'll make it known on the Delphi forums, and you can look for that link. Just if you don't see anything, go to the website and you can check it out. The website is clarkandaddisongaming.com, and you can see if it's available. It'll be in the news section. I'll probably put a nice highlighted section for the game as well, and then you can check that out. All right. I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.